Alright, YouTube. I apologize for putting up two videos in one night, but I felt like I needed to do this for the simple fact that if you get this one wrong, I assure you, I apologize for the sleep pants, but as you can see right there, if you get this one wrong, it will fucking hurt you. So, quick review. A lot of people see me put up reviews about Harbor Freight tools and hear me talking about how good they are. Here's the thing. They're good for an at-home mechanic. They're good for basic maintenance. They make some tools that are fucking, I use them all day, every day, at work. But there's some of their tools that you need to be careful and know what you have. This is one of those tools. This is common. It got two different pry bars. The front one here is Pittsburgh, obviously. Came from Harbor Freight. The other one is a Snap-on. Got it. Shit, I've had that bastard for better than 15 years now. But I bought the Pittsburgh ones because my toolbox was at work and I had some shit going on at the house. So I bought a set of them. My dumb ass felt the need to carry a couple of them to work, and the result was hurting myself. So I'm going to show you the differences and why I say know what you're getting and why I say it's good for home. This one right here is the Pittsburgh, obviously. You can see the shank is fairly small on this one, maybe ½ inch. The thing to note is the corners are rounded. This is a hot drop forge, which means that the metal is heated and then they use a weight that gets dropped into a die and it hammers it into shape. They put the curves in it to keep it from sticking. I know that because I work at a forge. Like I say, the shank on it is not real wide. We'll find out. Hang on. Yes, my box is home again. Long story. Short version is I'm trying to clean some shit out and rearrange. Alright. The shank on this one is just under a half. We're looking at about 3/8, give or take. The head on it, not very wide, not very thick. You can see I've chipped this one up pretty good. About a week ago I had the shorter one that comes up about here and was prying some shit at work, and that sumbitch snapped and kicked me in the damn leg and cut right through my damn jeans. It was not a good day, and I probably wouldn't have given a shit about the scratch or the tool, but I was prying on a motor trying to get a belt tight, and when that sucker snapped, I also found out that safety harnesses work, but they will make you sing soprano when they pull tight. So, the key to this is it's a hot drop forge. After doing some research, I found out that these are hot dropped by machine. They go into a heat treating process, and if they are overheated, they will become brittle. And apparently the one that I had was really fucking brittle, and it broke. Too much pressure and it popped. Another thing about them, the handle just barely fits in your hand. I mean, it's, it got about probably an inch of overhang. You don't have a whole lot of leverage on that end of it, and the plastic is really, really, really hard. The smaller version, the smallest one, which is about yay long, I actually broke the handle before I broke the shaft. This one back here, I'm actually not really reviewing it, but I will tell you this: it's a Snap-on. I've had it more than 15 years. My dad had that before I had it, come to think of it. So I mean that one's probably, I'm gonna guess and say 20 years old, and you can see it's been used, it's well worn, and I have never had one fail. This one failed. This one did not. You can see the difference when I bring them a little closer. There's an obvious difference in the shank size between the Pittsburgh and the Snap-on. The Harbor Freight one is, like I say, about 3/8, whereas this one is, shit, that's a full 1/2 inch and some change. Another thing being the head for your placement. The heads are pretty close, but again, let's pull it over there a little bit so it makes it look right. There we go. Well, shit, I had it till I kicked it. Again, on the head, obvious difference there. And to look at this one this way, like I say, this one's at least 15, 20 years old, and if this camera will ever focus, you can see while it does have a small chip right there, it's not near as bad as that one that I bought a year ago. The handle, much more substantial. Put it in my other hand, so honest comparison. There's your difference. I mean, it's a huge, substantial difference in the over length of it right there. A lot more pressure, a lot more pry. There's also, you can feel a difference in the material, the plastic. This is a little bit more pliable, a little less chance of it breaking. It's also softer on your hand. And also, if you'll notice, I don't know if you will, my battery just got low, so my camera went out. Let me walk it over here where we got some light. But you will notice the corners on this thing. Focus, you piece of shit. There we go. The corners on this thing are very hard corners. They are a full 90 degree. They are a very sharp corner. This is a cold forged piece. Being cold forged, it doesn't require the same type of heat treat. It makes it a little bit more pliable, less likely to snap. But it's all, everybody will say, oh, it's more likely to bend. I would rather that bitch bend a little bit than it to break. And like I say, this one being smaller shank, drop forged, heat treat process, that broke. I don't have the one that actually broke. This is actually a different one. But the Pittsburgh broke on me. It snapped. It didn't even think twice. This one, cold forged, never had a failure. Spend the money. It's worth it. If you're an at-home mechanic, you're doing some minor bullshit, pulling a little bit of tension for whatever to tighten a belt on a pulley or something. It's not anything major, no major pressure. Pittsburgh might work for you. I don't know. I won't vouch for it on these pry bars, but that Snap-on will. That Snap-on will work every time. Never had a failure yet. So, I don't know what to tell you, to be honest with you. I don't know what to tell you about those Pittsburghs. I can tell you this much. These right here are going to the scrapyard. I am not going to take a chance of getting hurt again. And I'm putting my Snap-ons back in my box, and I will not go back to a Pittsburgh. Hope the video was informative. Hope it keeps you safe. Have a good one.